Guys, something really scary might be going on in Santorini. I'm really worried about the news that I just saw from the Euro-Mediterranean Seismological Center. So this is not just someone posting something on social media. Is something going on with the volcano at Santorini right now? This is the question. It is nighttime in Europe right now, in Greece. It's almost 7 p.m. and this announcement just got out, and I read it to you, but because it just gives me a little bit of a shiver down my spine, as it says, they say it is confirmed. There is a more or less continuous tremor in the area of Santorini. It seems that nothing can be seen. In brackets, they say, but it is nighttime, but that some noise can be heard. We do not know for sure what is going on. So let's dissect that, guys. I want you to understand what they're basically implicating. So continuous tremor and then noise. So did a volcanic eruption start somewhere? I mean, they say nothing can be seen. That implicates to me they think that something could be seen because of that continuous tremor and the noise. And if it was underwater, would you hear that much noise? I've looked at the live cam of Santorini, but you don't have angles from everywhere. But that is not everything. They have also shown us a picture of that continuous tremor. And look at this. Look at the timelines. I mean, we know it's always been trembling, then a higher one, then a lower one, then trembling, then a higher one. But look at that down at the bottom. It's continuous and it's thick. And then they're showing us another picture here. You see it also in the timeline. But there is more, guys. There is more. Listen to this. They think that these continuous tremors, and they write this because someone asked, are often caused by fluid movements. And guys, check out the link in the end screen. I've just explained it. Their recent study where they say we have evidence, we have found evidence in our calculations say there might be a 30-kilometer long magma dike having formed through this phenomenon that's happening. But continuous tremor, if something's flowing continuously, it's like a water pipe with a little bit of high pressure. It's vibrating a little bit. That's why you have to attach it to the walls. So, but listen to this. They said for the past 40 minutes, a significant change in the seismic pattern has been observed at stations in the area. Stations Terra on Santorini and APE Apiratos show a steady increase in seismic amplitude, which is now continuous. And that's what you see in this picture here. Professor Luis Donoso, who's analyzing this tremor, writes continuously, gives updates and says it is a continuous tremor. That is what the instrument is detecting. The origin of a signal of this type is not tectonic, but related to fluid displacements in a system of fractures that the fluid itself generates in the rock where it is moving. And something seems to be on the move way more intensely than the last 2 weeks. And he says this is the beginning of another process. It is no longer just tectonic. And he also posted a picture where he zooms in on the seismicity at the Terra station. And he says the seismic signal is now continuous and no pauses or delays can be distinguished. The window width is 60 seconds. And look at this. This is intense. This is really, really intense. Whew. Take a deep breath, guys. I haven't slept much at all, maybe just 3 hours since I uploaded the last findings about that magma dike, and they knew how much was in the magma chamber. So really watch that video because it gives you a detailed explanation. And I'm having a coffee right now, guys. I'm a little bit speechless. So is magma on the move again? Will it reach the surface? These are just questions that come in my head. I mean, I hope there's another explanation for that continuous rumbling. Then, of course, we might say, okay, if it's causing a magma intrusion, meaning the magma doesn't reach the surface and comes out as an eruption, as lava. Isn't this a good thing, relieving pressure from the magma chamber? Well, that depends if the magma chamber starts refilling after that. So, and they do know there is this magma chamber, and they have the evidence that about 3 million cubic meters did flow out already out of that magma chamber. So that was already fascinating. I'm going through all the details in my other video, all the new graphics and graphs and details that they have given us about that. It's mind-blowing. So I think by now, the theory that this is solely tectonic, I think we can let that go. I think, and they also call it, it's like a tectonic volcanic seismic crisis, something like this. But if you look at that picture, it is clear. If you look at the tremors, it is absolutely clear that something has changed, and not a little bit, significantly. And let's have a look at the recent earthquake pattern. What is happening? Do we see this on this live map with the earthquakes? So let's have a look here. Let's zoom into that map a little bit. Everything that is pink is within the last 6 hours, but everything that's red within the last 12 hours. And the two red ones here on Santorini, those are interesting because, oh, it's 3 already. They're not that long ago. They happened when I went to sleep, so it's less than 12 hours. So that's a 1.5, a 2.6, and another one. I don't know if I can get that, but let's click. Nah, it doesn't. It doesn't really let me do that. Oh no, there we have it, another 2.6. So the interesting thing is here, the land rise that they have detected is in this area here of Santorini and in this area here. And we know that in 2011, they had the land rise here, and now they have first pinpoint the land rise here with the center of that, but now they have moved it further to here. So if magma were on the move, guys, and I can't tell you that it is, I can just tell you what I read from the official entities there, and it sounds concerning, I have to say. And don't think we need a 4 or 5 here. If magma's on the move, usually you have tremors in the smaller ranges. Remember Iceland, if you watch my channel more often, this is what's happening. And now let's look at this earthquake swarm, and it looks like it's moving south again. The last quake is a 2.7. That's here at Santorini. And let's look at the list. It's basically 2.7, 3, 3.1, 2.3, 3.4, 3.3, 2.8, 3.6. They're staying in the same range, basically. There was another 4, but consistent in the same range, and it hasn't really stopped. And so the theory could be, if there was a magma intrusion, like a 30-kilometer long magma intrusion, they have data that could confirm that. It's still a preliminary report, but they say a 30-kilometer long magma dike, 1 kilometer wide, and only 10 centimeters like thick. It's not a lot, but if that magma chamber here underneath Santorini, that is confirmed, there's a magma chamber. If that has lost 3 million cubic meters and that has formed this dike, could this be this rumbling? Is there a continuous flow? Is something more flowing now? I mean, it concerns me that they say they hear the rumbling. I guess they're saying it sounds like a volcanic eruption, but we're not seeing anything yet because it's dark. So could this be underwater? We know there's Kolumbo here. There's Kolumbo, the volcano, the underwater volcano with several craters that also they found this as a surprise. Oopsie, there is a magma chamber that is almost as full as it was when Kolumbo last erupted. So that is also there where this earthquake swarm is. And it has been basically the earthquake swarm traveling back and forth. Last week it was traveling north, northeast, and now it seems like it's traveling south again. So it's moving around in this area. And they just had put a station here on this island as well. So guys, I don't know. We have to wait and see, but I wanted to let this video out and to understand more what's going on here. underneath Santorini where the measuring stations are and what data they're giving us. Check out this video in the end screen, guys. You will not regret it. If you're new here, subscribe. I'm on the pulse of this for you guys, and we will have to wait for daylight. In Europe, it's 7 p.m. there right now, so we will have to wait for a while about what's going on. I mean, if there is an above sea eruption somewhere, we would probably see it, or they would find it in a few hours, I would guess. But you know, some scientists said we could witness the formation of a new volcano somewhere here. So who knows, guys? It's all speculation at this time, but from the text that they wrote, I can really hear their concern, and that they're also a little bit surprised because we have seen eruptions start. We've seen the earthquake swarms, if you're following this channel. Hefty earthquake swarm. You know, it intensifies from one moment to the other, and then it's really intense, and then the eruption starts. Magma is on the way, grinding its way to the eruption site or an intrusion, and they hinted that they think that this is happening right now, guys. So subscribe so that you get an update. I will definitely keep you updated. If you want to support the channel, guys, look at the links in the description, and there you can buy me a coffee or two. I think I need a lot of coffee the next few days. Thank you, guys. Stay safe. Bye-bye.